Shalom. This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. I want to start off by saying thank you to all of our Booster Club members for your many donations and much more, your prayers. We visited faraway countries and strange lands. We've even spoken to dignitaries and were detained for spreading the glorious gospel in Cuba. The truth is that the descendants of the 12 tribes of Israel were scattered throughout the world. Help us on our journey as we continue to raise up the nation of Israel. 12 tribes worldwide. Join or donate today. Shalom.
So they built up all their nations again. They built up the Roman Empire. They built up the Greek Empire. They built up Spain. They built up America. But God said He's going to throw all that down. That's the book of Malachi. Malachi chapter 1.
And they shall call them the border of wickedness.
So they are called the border of wickedness. They are the beginning and the end of wickedness.
And the people against whom the Lord had indignation forever.
Indignation is righteous hatred. So Esau is the people that the Most High God has righteous hatred against forever. So the Psalm 94 and give me verse 20.
Psalms chapter 94 and verse 20. Shall the throne of the iniquity have fellowship with thee?
So shall the throne of iniquity, shall the throne of sin have fellowship with you? Read.
Which framing mischief by a law.
It said, which frameth mischief by a law. The so-called white man, Esau, Edom, the rulers of this wicked world frameth mischief by a law. They say it's okay for two men to get married. The Bible speaks against that. They say it's okay for you to have full-term abortions. The Bible speaks against abortions, period.
Right.
Read that.
Psalms chapter 94 and verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law?
They frame mischief or sin by law. They create laws to allow their sin.
They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood.
Now the Bible is going to have a question for you. Give me Psalms 94:16. The Bible has a question for you, bro.
Psalms chapter 94 and verse 16. Yeah. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers?
So the Most High God is asking who's going to rise up for him against the evildoers. He's asking you, are you going to rise up? Read it again.
Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
So it's time you stand up. It's time you stand up against the workers of iniquity. You too, bro. The Bible's calling you. Give me Proverbs 8 and 4.
Bring it
up. The
Bible's
calling y'all. It's high time that we wake up and we come back. We got to take our community. We got to take our kingdom. And we're going to take it with this Bible. We ain't going to take it by violence.
Right.
Read that.
Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 4. Unto you, O men, I'll call, and my voice is to the Son of Man.
The Most High God is calling y'all. All you men, the Most High God is calling y'all to step up and take your rightful place as men, as gods on this earth. Right. Psalms 82. Y'all are the gods of this earth. Right. It's high time that y'all step up and come back to that.
Right.
Read.
Psalms chapter 82 and verse 6. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
You are a God on this earth. Bro.
That's right.
It's high time you start carrying yourself as such.
That's right.
You are royalty. As royal people, we got royal laws we got to keep. Right. The brother went over the dress code. He went over the beer. He went over the food. For you, my brother, do you understand who you are?
I ain't got no.
Do you see yourself on that sign right there? What does society call you? Do they call you a so-called black man or African American? You're African American? Look at that sign and see what God calls you. African American is the same thing as American black. What does God call you? Judah. You know what Judah means? Judah means praise of God.
That's right.
Judah means praise of God. So when you call yourself American black, you're not calling yourself anything. And when you say you're from the tribe of Judah, you're saying you're royalty. You're saying you're a son of God. Give me Genesis 32:28. Because you're from the tribe of Judah of the nation of Israel.
That's right.
And that's a powerful thing. Watch this. Read.
Genesis chapter 32 and verse 28.
Bring it
out. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God.
When you realize that y'all are Israelites, y'all have power with God. Power with God. That power can change the way we living, because this is hell we living in right now.
Bring it out.
But when y'all start coming back to God, it's going to change this community. Y'all going to change, right? Y'all, how many of y'all voted for Obama? Because y'all thought that was a change you could believe in. I'm going to show y'all how we get changed. Psalms chapter 19 and verse 7.
Bring it out.
This is the true change you can believe in. Obama wasn't that. Psalms 19 and 7.
Psalms chapter 19 and verse 7.
Uh-huh.
The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul.
Another word for converting is changing. The law of the Lord is perfect, changing the soul. We have to change the souls of our people. Because our people is fully setting them to do wickedness. Matter of fact, give me Isaiah 1. Give me Isaiah chapter 1. We're going to read verse 3 and 4.
Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 3.
Uh-huh.
The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib.
So the Most High is comparing the nation of Israel to two docile animals, an ox and an ass. Read.
But Israel does not know. My people does not consider.
It says the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass knows his master's crib. The ox knows where he gets his benefits from, and the ass knows where he stays. He knows where his homeland's at. But Israel don't know, and we don't even consider. Have you ever thought about why they call you an African American, or if I am African, where am I from in Africa? You never even thought about it, right? That's Bible prophecy fulfilled.
Right.
We just read that. Read on.
Sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity.
It says we are a sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity. We're full of sin. Read.
A seed of evildoers. Children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backward. Why should ye be stricken anymore? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick.
So the whole head is sick. Our whole head is sick. That's why we got to change the souls of our people. That's why the law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. Give me Romans 12. Romans 12 and 2.
Bring it out.
Remember, it said the whole head is sick, right? We're full of sin because we're in this world.
Bring it out.
Yeah, start at verse 1.
Romans chapter 12 and verse 1. I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice.
So we got to present our bodies a living sacrifice. Meaning we got to stop doing the things we was once doing and restrain from that. Make that sacrifice for the Most High God. Read.
Right. Holy, acceptable unto God.
The word holy means set apart. So we got to be set apart. We got to be separate and acceptable to God. Read.
Which is your reasonable service.
And he says it's reasonable. That's not nothing hard to do. Read.
And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
So it says be transformed. Another word for transform is change. So remember that change y'all talked about, y'all voted for, right? The way we get that change is the renewing of our mind. We got to put the laws of God in our mind because we was full of wickedness.
That's right.
Read.
That ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God.
So what's the will of God? Keep the commandments. Do you know where it's at? Yeah. You know where it's at? It's all right. Psalms chapter 40 and verse 8.
Psalms chapter 40 and verse 8. I delight to do thy will, O my God. Yea, thy law is within my heart.
So he said he delight to do the will, and his law, the law of the Lord is in his heart. So the law is the will of God. Y'all pray? So I'm going to show y'all how important it is that we know the will of God and we keep these laws. Give me John 9 and 31. Let's see how important it is that we know the will of God. Because we want our prayers to be heard, right? If we pray and we want our prayers to be heard, we want answers, right? Read.
John chapter 9 and verse 31. Now we know that God heareth not sinners.
So it says, we know that God heareth not sinners. Do you know what sin is?
Transgression of laws.
Exactly. Breaking of God's laws, transgression of the law. Read.
But if any man be a worshiper of God and do his will,
And do his what?
his will, him he heareth.
So if you're doing the laws of God, that's when God hears you. That's when your prayers get answered, when you keep the commandments.
That's right.
So that's how important it is that we know what the will of God is. That's how important it is we know that we got to keep the laws. Because in church, they tell us that the laws are done away with, right? You wonder why there's a church on every corner, but there's still crime and poverty and degradation everywhere.
Right.
Because they telling you that the laws are done away with.
Bring it out.
What did Christ say? Read.
Matthew chapter 5 and verse 17.
Bring it
out.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets.
So Christ said, think not that I've come to destroy the law or the prophets. Read.
I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
So he said he didn't come to destroy, but to fulfill. So now you get some Christians that be like, see, he fulfilled the law, so we ain't got to do it. But let's read on. Yeah. I'm going to get that. We'll go back. Let's read on.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or...
So it said, till heaven and earth pass. I want y'all to look up in the sky. Look up. Ain't that heaven? Ain't that heaven? Look at the ground. Ain't that the earth? It said till the heaven and earth pass. The heaven and earth is still here. So what did Christ say?
For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law.
So that means till this day, we still got to be keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments till this day.
That's right.
Because all has not been fulfilled.
Right.
Has Christ made his second coming? Yeah, because we still over here in captivity. This place ain't burnt up yet.
Right.
Now, my brother said he got a precept. We're going to show you what Christ fulfilled. Read that.
Acts chapter 3 and verse 18.
Bring it
on. But those things which God before has shown by the mouth of all his prophets, that Christ should suffer, he has so fulfilled.
Christ coming and dying on the cross, that's what he fulfilled. His suffering. Him being the ultimate sacrifice. The only law Christ did away with was the law of animal sacrifice.
That's right.
Because guess what? If you was a homosexual, there is no animal that you can slaughter to repent. You had to die.
Right.
If you were a murderer, you had to die. If you broke the Sabbath day, how many people out here right now will be dead if Christ hadn't come? Because if you break the Sabbath day, you get put to death.
Right.
Matter of fact, give me that. Let's go to Numbers 15. Start at verse 31.
Numbers chapter 15 and verse 31. Because he had despised the word of the Lord and had broken his commandment, that soul shall utterly be cut out. His iniquity shall be upon him. And while the children of Israel were in the wilderness, they found a man that gathered sticks upon the Sabbath day.
So he was doing work on the Sabbath. He was gathering sticks on the Sabbath day. That's doing work. So that's breaking the Sabbath. Read.
And they that found him gathering sticks brought him unto Moses and Aaron and to all the congregation. And they put him inward because it was not declared what should be done to him.
I want you to read that part again. They put him in ward. They put him in ward.
And they put him in ward.
In ward. You from New Orleans? What they divide the city into? Wards, right? And who's in the wards? Blacks, Hispanics, and Indians, right? You know, ward is another term for prison.
Right.
Right? So I want y'all to understand that, just being from New Orleans, what we really saying when we rep the 3rd Ward and the 9th Ward. We're repping being put in a certain part of the city, put in jails, in prisons, certain areas. But they said they put him in ward because they didn't know what to do with this brother. Read.
Because it was not declared what should be done to him.
So they found him breaking the Sabbath, but they didn't know what to do. So they put him in prison until they could find out. Read on.
And the Lord said unto Moses, the man shall be surely put to death. All the congregation shall stone him with stones without the count.
So, because he broke the Sabbath, he will be surely put to death. There is no animal sacrifice for breaking the Sabbath. There is no animal sacrifice for homosexuality. There is no animal sacrifice for murder. So Christ had to come. Adultery. How many people out here committing adultery, cheating on their wives, cheating on their husbands? You would get put to death for that. There was no repentance for that under the law of Moses. That's under those animal sacrifice laws. That's why Christ had to come and be the ultimate sacrifice.
Right.
Read. No, read what you got.
Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
For the law having a shadow of good things to come, and not the very image of the things, can never, with those sacrifices which they offer year by year, continually make the comers thereunto perfect.
So the law of animal sacrifice was a shadow of good things to come, but not the very image of it. Meaning those animal sacrifices was a shadow of Jesus coming and laying down his life.
Teach us.
You understand? So it said those sacrifices couldn't make us perfect. But guess what Christ said? Matthew 5 and 48.
Bring it up.
Christ said out of his mouth. Let's see what Christ said.
Matthew chapter 5 and verse 48. Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect.
So if the law of animal sacrifice couldn't make us perfect, but Christ said, be ye perfect, then that law had to be moved out of the way. You understand? In order for us to be able to reach that full perfection of keeping the law.
Right.
We got to keep the law and the faith of Christ.
That's right.
You understand? That's how you get perfection.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.